Hi and welcome to another video for Year 9 Maths D, still under the topic Simultaneous Linear Equation on the elimination method. But let's see with what will happen if we have different coefficients, and you can see later, you will see later what do I mean. But here, let's straight away go to this one. Okay, now here, the procedure will be like what we have done previously, but we need to do an extra step. We have to multiply one of the equations or both equations with a number to make sure that coefficients is the same, right? To make sure that coefficients are the same. Okay, let's have a look at example number 1 here. Solve the simultaneous equation x plus 3y equals 10, 3x plus 2y equals 16. Now notice that here, when you have a look at x, the unknown of x over here, then they don't have the same coefficient, 1 and 3. And when you have a look at y, the coefficients are also not the same. So what we're going to do is to find the easier way to eliminate one of the unknown. Now here, notice that it is very easy to eliminate x by multiplying the first equation by 3. Now here, what do you mean by the first equation? It means that here, this is the first equation, right? You multiply the whole thing by 3. So you are expanding 3 to all of the terms, right? So here you have a new equation over here. 3x plus 9y, 3 times 3y equals 10 times 3 is 30. So this is your first equation. And your second equation, you don't have to change anything because here 3x plus 2y equals 16. This is your second equation. Do you notice that after you multiply the first equation by 3, now you can see that the coefficients are the same. So what we're going to do is here, like previously, we check whether they have same or different signs. Since they have the same sign, you have to subtract the equation. Now here 3x minus 3x is cancelled, and 9y, positive 9y minus 2y, because here negative meets positive becomes minus, it becomes 7y, right? 7y equal 30 minus 16 on the right hand side, so you have 14. And then here, you want to solve for y, you have to divide by 7 on both sides, so therefore y equals 2. Now what we're going to do next is to substitute. What do you want to substitute? Y equal 2 into any equation that you like. Now here, we can also use the original equation before multiplication because these two are actually the same, right? So here, equation x plus 3y equal 10. And you know y already. So here, x plus 3y means 3 times 2. I put the parentheses. So here equals 10. X plus 6 equals 10. And you know that when you move positive 6 to the other side, it becomes minus. So x equals 10 minus 6 is 4. Right? So that's the first example. Okay, make sure that you know the extra step over here, which is multiplication, right? Now, let's have a look at the next example. Now, in some simultaneous equations, you can choose the first unknown that you want to eliminate, like this example. Solve the simultaneous equation 5x plus 3y equals 13 and 3x plus 2y equals 8. Now, when you have a look at both equations, the x coefficients are not the same, 5 and 3. And for the y intercepts, y coefficients, 3 and 2, not the same. So now the tips here is that to use LCM on the coefficients of the unknown that you choose to eliminate first. Now here, have a look. I will use the smaller number, which is 3 and 2y. So I'm going to eliminate y first. Now it's up to you to eliminate which one that you want to choose. Okay, for here, I will choose 3 and 2 because here, the LCM of 3, okay, 3 and 2, 3 and then 1, 2, so now LCM is 6. Now what I'm going to do with this LCM, This LCM will be your aim for 3y and 2y, because here 3 and 2, when you multiply it by a number, it will become 6. Now what we're going to do is look at the first one. How do we make 3y into 6y? Because here LCM 6, so obviously you have to multiply by 2. And for the second equation over here, this is 2y. 2y multiplies what to get 6y? So here you have to multiply it by 3, right? Now you rewrite everything, okay? Because here the first one, 5x times 2 is 10x, and then plus 3y times 2 is 6y, equals 13 times 2 is 26. So this is the first equation. And for the next one, 3x times 3, it is 9x, and then plus 2y times 3 is 6y, equals 8 times 3 is 24. Right? This makes sense, right? Because here you are doing, you are making the coefficient of y the same, right? Now here, since they have the same sign, so what I'm going to do is I will subtract. So here you can get 6y to be eliminated, and 10x minus 9x will give you x, equals 26 minus 24 will give you 2. Right? So this is the answer for the first unknown. Now what you are going to do is substitute. Okay, substitute x equals 2 into any equation that you want to. Here, I will use the original one, which is 5x plus 3y equals 13. And I know x, so I will replace x. 5x is 5 times 2 plus 3y equals 13, right? Let me just move it a bit. Now, from here, I have 10 plus 3y equals 13. This is ordinary linear equation. So the way that you are going to solve this is like usual, 13, and then deduct by 10, because here on the left side 10 is positive. So 3y equals 3, and in the end, therefore y equal 1. So that's for the second example, right? So the tips here is that you can use LCM on the coefficient, right? And next one is sometimes the unknowns are not in the same order, so we must rearrange them first. Now here you can see that the first one is going to be rearranged. So I will move negative 4x to the left hand side. Now I can have 4x, then plus 3y equals 4. And second equation, you don't have to change it, right? 6x plus 2y equals 11. Now over here, you can choose any unknown you want, but here I will choose the smaller number, which is 3 and 2. And 3 and 2 have an LCM of 6. So here, I know that 3y and 2y, I will make it into 6y, so you have to multiply 3y times 2 to get 6y, and 2y times 3 equals 6y. So you have the equation over here, 8x, because 4x times 2, 3y times 2 is 6y, 4 times 2 is 8. So this is the first equation. And then the next one is 6x times 3 is 18x, and then 2y times 3 is 6y equals 11 times 3 is 33, right? So here, this is my second equation. Here, I can eliminate 6y because they are the same in both equations, and they have the same sign, so I will subtract. So here I can cancel 6y. Now the rest of them, you just have to operate by using minus sign. 8x minus 18x will give you negative 10x, equals 8 minus 33 will give you 25. Here it seems a little bit complicated, but we will just proceed. Okay, now here negative 10x equals negative 25. You can cancel the negative sign on both, and you divide both sides by 10. So I will cancel 10 on the left hand side because I divided them, and then 25 divided by 10 will give you 5 out of 2. Now I will advise you to just leave any answer regarding fraction, leave it as it is. I mean, 5 out of 2 is already a very accurate one. Now what we're going to do next is to substitute. Okay, substitute x equals 5 out of 2. Let's say I will use equation here. It's quite easy, but okay, let's choose this one. It might be interesting. I mean, 3y equal 4 minus 4x. It's up to you to choose. I mean, if you have one solution, you can substitute into here, the second equation. You can also substitute x equal 5 out of 2 into this new equation. Okay, let's proceed. Now you know your x, right? So here you have 3y equal 4 minus 4 times 5 out of 2. Now here, bear in mind, this is multiplication, so this is actually can be cancelled. 4 times 5 out of 2 is 2 times 5 here. So here 3y equal 4 minus 2 times 5 is 10. So 3y equal 4 minus 10 will give you negative 6. And next one is you divide both sides by 3. So there you have it. Y will be negative 2. Okay, so here for all simultaneous linear equation, you can double check again. You can substitute the unknown into the equation, and you can check whether it is equal to the equation, right? I think that's it for this topic. Okay, the next one will be on substitution method. Okay, thank you very much and see you again.